even though it's a short stream, but we're doing it anyways. I don't think we want that audience. What do you mean? You don't want the Zoomers? They can increase the Keck W's per minute. We need to increase the Keck W's per minute. We're low on Keck W's. Where's the Skibidi toilet? We have a toilet. We actually do have a toilet. You could say that the Skibidi toilet is in the art exhibit. It's literally encased in a glass box. It's a toilet encased in a glass box. Yeah. Hmm. Got chicken, barbecuing. You sharing? Good, Vinny. Good, Captain. How do you persist your character and all his props between levels? We don't. We when we move to another level, we reload the character and all of his parameters, I believe. When you completely switch level, like a completely different level. When we like go from a level like section and you go through a door and go to another section, that's a different sub level, so it's the same character loaded in. But we just reload the character. Well, no, that's not true actually. No, we do reload the character. Like all of his cosmetics, we just reload those cosmetics in if you go to like the next mission or whatever. Do I melee trace on tick or secret ability? I melee trace when needed. So when we're about to deal damage, there'll be a melee trace. So just on, just when they're needed, basically. Soap. Have you heard about the new type of game category named Friend Slug Games, like Among Us, Lethal Company, etc., meant to farm friends types of games apparently is the description. Meant to farm friends. Well, Lethal Company, you're not going against your friends, whereas Among Us is kind of you are going against them. Friend Sludge. Friend Sludge Games? Friend Sludge? What kind of category name is that? Friend Sludge. It's interesting. Is that on Steam? It's basically co-op games that brain rot people made up. Friend Sludge. I don't know. I don't think Lethal. I don't know if I'd consider Lethal Company as brain rot. I guess people that have brain rot would call it that. I guess. You know, Xander. Yep, I got brain rot. Doctor told me I'm gonna die in like 3 weeks. I got brain rot. Knock on wood, by the way. Let's hope that I don't die. I would very much like to not die. It would be appreciative to not die. I still have... I've only released one game. I have to release more games. This is all my life. This is what my life has come to. I need to release another game. I Can't die. It's bullshit. I'm harmless. Anyways, let's get to work. We have a big list of things to do. Tunnels. Doors in the lab section are super buggy. Let's go ahead and fix them damn doors. Them damn doors. Them damn doors don't be working. That's in tunnels. I've never heard of such a category before. That's because you are not susceptible to brain rot. You wouldn't understand. You need to have brain rot to understand. All right. Okay, so here's our problem. These doors are shit. Yep. For some reason they're like all broken and everything. I'm thinking of just replacing them. These doors are annoying. Replace them with a different door. Give him the material. Come on, give him the material. We need to put it in the... Oh, there's no sub-level. We just reload the entire level, of course. Yes, of course. We just reload the entire level. Fresh. So, I can mirror this, but then I have to do a bunch of bullshit. So, I'm just going to go ahead and rotate it, even though the hinges are in the wrong spots. But you know what? Guess what? I don't care. Guess what? Don't care. These doors seem extremely close together. It's almost like this door frame was scaled down, except it wasn't. Yeah, music kind of going crazy right now, though. Sometimes Twitch, I'm not seeing Golden Apple's message, but it's showing up on stream. Oh, it's a YouTube chat. YouTube chat. He's fixing the swing? I am. I'm fixing it. There you go. That's a little better. Something felt really weird being in third person in this level. I was like, something's out of place. something feels extremely out of place. Something doesn't feel right. All right, we fixed the doors, I think. Tunnels, good to go. Is there anything else in tunnels that we should possibly fix? Anything in the ceilings? I believe I fixed the Z fighting that was over here. Oh yeah. This could have been like a little teaser towards some cool shit going on right here, but we didn't have anything in the scope. Alright, okay. The hinges are in the wrong spot. Don't tell me what to do. I know they are. I know they are. Did we have a Steam sound in here? I don't think we did. We like had no sound here, didn't we? When this began. Sort of like shh kind of sound, and then it disappears. Nope, we do not have a sound effect for that. Man! Should you make it black when you enter the decontamination room? That would be cool, but I don't think this light is... Yeah, it's a static light, so... We're just gonna skip that. I would love to do that, however, I'm very lazy. Okay, what kind of Steam sound do I have? Steam. Do I have a Steam sound that could work here? That's a train. I would love like a water... Random chimes start going off. This could be kind of cool, like an air compressor pump. I don't know why. Do you guys hear? I don't know if you guys hear that. It is. It's in the fucking left ear. What is it? It's not mono. What the heck? How do I make this mono? So I've learned something. I've been using a lot of stereo sound effects for sound effects. I'm apparently supposed to be using mono, as far as I've been told. I've been using stereo this entire time because I thought stereo was better. But it's not. You're supposed to use mono. I think. And I can't switch this sound effect to mono. I would love to turn this to mono. How do I turn this to mono? Anybody got ideas? I'd like to make this mono. Based on the source asset? So I can't switch this to mono? You've got to be kidding me. This is some bullshit. Does it matter? Does it matter if something isn't mono? I feel like it, I don't know. Poopy shit. Maybe I will make a sound cue for this. How long is this? Hold on, there's like we have a sequence for this, but I don't remember what the delay was for it. Open doors. Okay, we open the doors instantly. Okay, but like, what's the delay? 1.6 seconds? Maybe I just make a sound effect for this. Let's take a look at our... do I want to waste this time when we could be probably focusing on other things? Let's put it on the board. Sound effect for Steam/compression chamber, or whatever we would call it. Mono, because it's more accurate for the audio system when playing the world, because stereo is something that occurs as a result of having two ears, right? So it'll convert to stereo based on the user's audio setup. Also uses less data and allows you to support mono auto setups. Interesting. But I would imagine if something has attenuation, would the stereo become mono? Or would it just fuck up the sound a little bit? I would imagine it maybe messes it up a little bit and it's not so great. I think it depends on if your project uses 3D audio. Well, obviously we have attenuation and spatialization and whatnot. It will get muddy if the left/right channel have conflicting audio. Interesting. But generally it should be fine. All right, well, lesson learned. There's a lot of things I gotta learn that I'm learning about audio. I did a was it Berkeley? I think it was Berkeley. I did a talk one time at a Berkeley class like years ago, and it was so interesting hearing what the students noticed. They had the music on with the ambience, and then they passed by a car in the game, and they were like, hey, this has like conflicting frequencies or something like that. And I was like, what the fuck? I didn't even know that was a thing. And because they started noticing that the sound got super muddy and like the frequencies were like conflicting with each other. I think it was the bass or something. And I was like, these motherfuckers are smart. Why am I doing a talk here? Mostly it was just, the talk was me giving the programmer perspective of how I implement things into games and whatnot, and how I take audio and kind of implement things on my end. So that was kind of like the talk. It was interesting. What if someone's left speaker on their headset is broken? Well, that's not my fucking problem, okay? Maybe they should fix their headset. Well, maybe they should fix their headset. Have they thought about that one? I can only do simple maths. I certainly shouldn't do any talks. Dude, when I did that talk, I felt like extreme fucking imposter syndrome. Extreme imposter syndrome. I'm like, I'm not supposed to be here. so something about this is wrong. I'm not supposed to be here. How many lights do you consider too many for performance? You look at your visualizer and you check overlap and you check how bad it is. It's not really how many lights, it's how many overlapping lights, how big they are, how many objects they're shadowing. Those are the things that are important. There's a lot of sections in this game that are poorly made. Bake lights are dynamic. Crimson using bake lighting. I'm using a mix. In the latest levels, I've been using a lot more bake lights for like almost everything. But the problem with that is you just don't get any player character shadows, which kind of sucks balls. So it's a bit of, like you can see here, all of these lights are stationary because they have a fade out distance. I think all of these are also... Dude, lighting is a very challenging thing. You can make good lighting, but is it performant? That's the real question. You know what I mean? Someone can make good lighting, but is it performant? That's the challenge. The challenge, after all. Okay, let's see. Courtyard A. Can't go through the door in the tiny shack. All right, let's move ahead. We're going to quickly move ahead. Anywhere where I think we could put some sound effects, we'll just fucking slap it on the table. Foliage is the thing I find most challenging. Foliage is also a pretty tough one, like trees and whatnot. I think the biggest one is if you're using WPO for your trees and grass, you have to set like a WPO distance. I don't even know if I have a WPO distance in this project, but I should look into that. Like, I have no clue if that's in UE4. I would imagine it is. Where do I set up the WPO distance? Unless it's not in the material and I have to set it up as a LOD and it's a different material. And I don't think just setting it to 0 at a distance would work, right? Would that work? Anybody know? If I were to put this in a lerp and then do a distance check and then set it to 0, does that like cut out the WPO? Or anytime this has any input, it's going to be calculating it no matter what? Who needs LODs and render distances? Just render everything in the map at all times. How I wish everything could work that way. The Silent Hill 2 remake way. I'm pretty sure they unrender stuff, right? Don't they? I know there was a conversation about that. When you want some foliage to not move, you'd have to use a separate material. Yeah, that's possible. It's possible. I might just have to set up an LOD and then have a separate material that just has no WPO on it. Funny enough, this has some LODs. Is it using a separate material? I don't think so. Let's try this. So let's make a static switch. Wait, which one is it? Is it? It's static switch, isn't it? What the shit? Is it this one? That's static. So I would assume doing this, sorry, doing this, I don't know what's going on. Would this consider it as no WPO whatsoever? It's crazy because that was the whole point of the fog in the original game. That I remember that would being part of the conversation there. I would imagine this would consider it as no WPO being calculated because it is a value of 0, right? Okay, so here is what we can do. We can find this tree pine instance. Dude, am I getting sick? Please no. We can duplicate this and rename it MI. No WPO. And then we can set the allow WPO to false. So this would not render any WPO. Now the idea would be, let's expose all of our LODs. So I would say at LOD 2, let's just turn off. Do I have to add a material slot for this to work? I think I do have to add a material slot. Yeah. Weird. Should ask the 10-year Unreal dev. I still learn things to this day. It is a constant process of learning. One full age mesh for WPO and one for non-WPO, so that might not be the case. It looks like it's still moving, even though I put allow WPO to off. Guys, something's a little weird here. Huh? ¿Por qué? Yeah, I don't know how to override materials in here. For some reason, this allow WPO being turned off is not actually turning it off. There's a zoom in feature, isn't there? Oh, hold on, watch this. That shit looks like it's moving, brother. I ain't gonna lie, that looks like it's moving. that, that looks like it's moving. That makes no sense. This is a fucking scam. This is a scam. Hold on. Let's double check this again. True. False. True. False. Uh. That fucker's still moving. He's doing his thing. Even though it has no WP. Let's try turning it on. Okay, let's try turning it back off. Okay. And now it works. What? What? We turn it on, and then we turn it back off, and now it works. Oh, brother. Come on. Unreal. What are you doing? Now it's working. Do I have to generate the LODs again? No, I just turn it off and then turn it back on. So zooming in doesn't really help because... Oh, you can see it kind of snap in. You can see it kind of snap in. Not the prettiest thing in the world, but... Apparently there's a dithered LOD... There's a dithered LOD... I see this. Dithered LOD transition. I don't think I've ever tried this before. It's masked. Here's Sass. I don't know how the dithered LOD transition works, if at all. Whether the material should support a dithered LOD transition when used with the foliage system. We're finally on desktop again. What happened? Hey, tell me if you see something about dithered LODs. Nuts. Sorry. I see a foliage override, but dithered LODs are kind of useless. I don't know if this is doing anything, like, at all. I don't think it is. Oh, wait, hold on. Do I have to turn them on both? I have to turn them on both. Brother, that shit ain't dithering. I don't see anything. I don't see anything. I don't know how it works. Don't know how this works. It's definitely probably not just a checkbox. In fact, it's probably something you have to put in here. Doesn't dither over time. It dithers when they switch. Yeah, I imagine that's what it was, what it's meant to do. But meshes rendered with the material should support dithered LOD transitions. Oh, I think that's what it was. No, that just sets the default. Oh, I see it. It's not the LOD, it's the they dither out when they're loading in and out. Which kind of looks cool. But it's for the LOD too. I don't see it on the LOD. Oh, I do now, actually. I do. I think it's based on camera location. Yeah, it's based on camera location. I can't just zoom in with my FOV. That doesn't work. I actually kind of like that. It's very subtle, which I think is great. Now, what we should do is maybe increase the view distance of these things, because it's very small. Yeah, it's a lot better than the tree snapping into place. I think the dither LOD I think works perfectly for this type of thing where the tree will transition between the WPO version and non-WPO. All right, that was a completely random thing that I saw. Anyways. We could probably do the same to the grass, because I think the grass also has WPO. But my only problem with doing that is I guess because it's a foliage, it's okay because we only call one draw call for it, not per instance. So we could probably add that to the grass as well. But we'll do that later. It's a nice optimization technique. Glad I just now learned that from you. Well, the WPO thing at least. The dithered LOD I think may cost a little bit when it loads in, because I think they're probably all like they have to animate somehow when they load in. In our case, I think it's fine. I don't think it will be a huge problem. I don't think it'll be a huge problem. Okay, so let's see. We cannot go through the door in the tiny shack. Why is that? If we hide that and then we show collision real quick, well, would you look at that? It would appear the garage just has shitty collision. Wow, who'd have thought? Oh. Wait, what? There's a slot for the door. Is this a joke? Cynthia asserts! There we go. Now we have the door. Should be able to go through it properly. Okay, fixed. Glass bottle isn't destructible. Well, guess what? We can change that. These two chairs are not physics props. Now they are. A hole on the cliffside visible in 3 pp. Trees don't have masking in 3 pp. Okay, so those are the two other things we'll fix. I remember I saw a hole, not here, but in the middle, right around there. I can still kind of see it. Do I got like a rock? Got like a rock or something? Like a big rock? Big rock, yeah, big rock right here. Big, huge boulder rock. Yeah. Big boulder rock. What the shit? Big boulder rock landscape. Paint. We'll just paint the holes. Any holes we'll just paint it in. That's a sound. I thought that was a hole. It's a sound effect. Yep. That's a sound effect. There's a hole under that rock face. There's a lot of holes, man. As long as we just don't see it. Because it pops out like a fucking sore thumb. Something I don't like. I think these trees have an emissive on them. And I'm going to be honest. It kind of makes them stick out a lot. So I'm thinking of lowering that number. And in fact, we're probably going to want to keep the same value across both material instances. I should have maybe made a material instance of the material instance. There we go. They're a bit darker now. They still have an emission, just not as much. I think this looks better. This map low-key looks a lot like Left 4 Dead 2. Zombies. Zombies mode? Question mark? You know, Minox. All right. Okay. Is the next game going to be comic book style? I have no idea. I don't know. Next game could be anything. I don't know yet. I really don't know. Sorry. That was my inner demons screaming out. All right, so let's see. In third person, we have a problem with the trees where they do not mask because we're in third person. but I still want them to mask even in third person. We have a system to cut it out, but we want them to continue on these. So can't wait for your take on the open world RPG genre. I guess the zombie survival game would technically be an open world RPG, open world extraction RPG kind of thing, kind of vibe. I don't know. So we have occlusion mask. How do you make a parameter in a material function? Probably like that. We put name, ignore masking override. Sorry, we're at it again. Hold on. Hold on. What the hell is this album, man? Hold on, we're getting a little crazy here. We're getting a little freaky. Mixing preview connection for function input. Well, what the fuck is a damn? What the hell the damn thing gonna be then? I don't want it to be static though. I want it to be a... How do you make a boolean that's a parameterized boolean? I don't want it to be static. Oh, I guess that's the problem, is because this is a static boolean. Shut up, Alex. Congrats on 1.0. Oh, never mind. You're still working on it. Yep. I thought there was a dynamic bool. I swear there was a dynamic boolean, but maybe not. I guess we'll put a lerp into a lerp. Oh no. I've made a grave mistake. Uh-oh. I've made a grave mistake. Okay, we're fine. Everything's fine. It's just we have to compile 6,000 shaders. Hey, this is a good time for me to add a gameplay 2. All right, hold on. Here we go. Gameplay 2. Gameplay 2, the infamous. Gameplay 2. The infamous Gameplay 2. You've heard of Gameplay 1, but have you heard of Gameplay 2? Have you ever heard of a game that literally when you start it up, it asks you if you want to play in top down or third person. Have you ever heard of that before? Well, that's gonna be we'll be the first, I guess. We'll be the first, I guess, to do that. Oh god. Where the fuck I am? Oh, we're fine. Oh, I compiled again. Please don't increase the time of the shader, please. Just don't do it. Just don't. 4,000? Please don't be like 7,000 by the time the save ends. I might have to make a second coffee. I might have to make like I'm just finishing this first one. There was a game I played, an indie horror. I think I know which one you're talking about, Ray. I think I know which one you're talking about. That's the other game I've seen that has perspective switching. That's why I make a large cup. I've been using my espresso machine, so it's kind of difficult to make a large cup unless I make like a double shot. All right, coffee. I still have one last pack of that expired coffee. Throw it out. Throw it out. Do yourself a favor and throw that out. Do yourself a favor and throw that out. Games that can switch between camera views, there's lots of those. Okay, how like in modern day, how many can you think of? In the past, I could think of a few. Star Wars, both of the Star Wars Jedi Knight games, Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy, Jedi Outcast. GTA, I guess GTA, yeah. Although I feel like their first person is kind of fucking ass. It's like basically they just attach the camera to the player's head. Basically what they're doing. RDR2? RDR2 has a first person and third person? Watch Dogs, but first person only for driving. Okay, but like that's just for driving. There's a ton of games that do that. There's games that are first person and then let you go into third person when you drive. I think Cyberpunk is one of those. Oblivion Remastered. Okay, again, that's basically just an old fucking game turned new. So Arma Reforger. Okay, the Arma games have always had perspective switching. All of the Arma games, which is great. Helldivers? Oh yeah, Helldivers does have a first person. All of the greats. No, first person in GTA was an update. I remember. It was an update. Okay, no driving games. All right, all the driving games have different camera perspectives. Oh god. Oh shit. Oh. Okay, hold on. Let's get this tree to work in a third person. So that way you can see what the fuck you're doing. Third person to first person is different though. Feels like top down / third person changes the whole dynamic of the game. I agree to an extent for sure. I feel like the fade distance in third person should be not as intense. Can we make the gameplay previews slightly smaller? Oh, right. Let me turn them off, actually, because we're not building lighting anymore. Cyberpunk 2077 was going to have third person. I feel like third person would have been great, but I understand that that's like an extreme scope thing. Did I get in contact with IGN? I don't think they replied to me. Here, let me check my email. I was actually thinking of sending them a new email and being like, hey, I sent an email being like, you know, third person would be like a big thing. Well, here's a tweet that got popular, I guess. Let's talk. Did I work on the localization stuff? I got in touch with the company and got started on kind of like the stuff there. But I do need to, I just need to work on my entire spreadsheet. So I have to go through the entire game, come up with all the text that we need to do and do all of that. And I want to make sure that last time I did localization, I fucked up by constantly updating. I was updating the spreadsheet while they were doing things. I want to put in all the text we need and just finalize the spreadsheet and not touch it while they work on stuff. Because the last time I did that, the Chinese translations got fucking scattered because I think they had their own local file that they were doing things, and then they just copy pasted it in, but all the rows were in different spots. So currently in the game, I think there's a bunch of text that are the wrong text. And I am at fault for that. At the end of the day, I'm at fault. Minecraft has perspective switching. So basically what I'm hearing is that the best games have perspective switching. Yep, it's a fact. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. That how it go. Can I copy this override? I wonder if Arc Raiders will put in a first-person mode. So the thing that's annoying with third-person to first-person, top-down to third-person is not that big of a problem, especially if the game's 3D already, right? In our case, I put in a lot of animation details anyways, stupidly, but in the end, it kind of paid off. So that was good for me. I think I can reduce the radius here. Copying, pasting it doesn't fucking... I have to reuse... That's bullshit, UE. You know that's bullshit. We're gonna make the radius of this like 50. And then put that in the radius. And then I think that's everything. I don't know what the fuck's going on in this function. Some weird shit going on in this function. I don't know what the fuck is going on. All right, time to compile 5 million shaders again. Yep. Yeah, here we go. All right, bring back the gameplay. Yeah, so what I was saying, doing top down to third person, not that difficult. Doing third person to first person, now that is a lot more time consuming, mainly because you can go down the path of, oh, a true first person. I'm going to be honest, true first person fucking sucks balls 90% of the time. Having good first person involves like a lot more work, which usually involves unique animations for first person. Definitely a bigger challenge to implement for sure. Definitely a much bigger challenge. I might be the odd one out, but I wouldn't like Cyberpunk with third person. Honestly, I think in a perfect world, it'd be cool to have both. Because sometimes I wouldn't mind playing in third person. Sometimes I don't mind playing in first person. In fact, I like both. They both have their moments. Yeah. There's Zahib. So in the game currently, you can toggle at runtime. You can press P, and you can switch instantly from top down to third person. But I might make it so there's a little pop-up at the beginning of the game. Be like, hey, how would you like to play the game? Are we talking about first person for Super Mario? No, we're just talking about like games that have multiple perspectives. My window's now open again. Hopefully a wasp won't show up today. Oh, you know that wasp he left some pheromones. What are they called? What's those things called that bees leave? Oh, he definitely left a lot of those all over your window. Let me tell you. Oh yeah. Is it pheromones? I think it's something like pheromones. It's a little improved, not like perfect, but Arc Raiders gives me Battlefront remake vibes. I love it, man. I love the vibe it gives. I really like Battlefront, and I think it really fits like that kind of style game. Let me close this. Let's work together, Krim. Have you heard of the Avengers Initiative? All right, who am I in the Avengers? Who am I? Hawkeye? I'm not a part of it. Really, Hawkeye? You kidding me? What's that game where you're a king and build your kingdom in top down, but then walk around in third person? You are thinking about that indie game called... You're thinking of... Mandalore. Yes, that's the one. That's the one. The Embark devs really are cooking, aren't they, with Arc Raiders in the finals? I really hope they find success, because... I don't know how successful the finals is. I had a fun time with it for a period of time, but I kind of just got over it. I hope they find success with Arc Raiders, because I feel like there's some really solid devs. Mandalords had perspective switching. I don't know if I'd call that perspective switching, but I guess. What was that, Len? You think of 33 Expedition, the French game? I think it's cool. It's just not my style of game, personally. Arc Raiders was very fun when I played it. But that being said, I've played so many playtests or betas of games, and I had so much more fun in the beta, and then the game comes out, and I'm like, Yeah, you know. Here, Ava. When will the new video come? The announced trailer will probably be the beginning of next week, most likely. Good middle ground for extraction shooters, not too casual, not too hardcore, but I haven't played, so it could be wrong. I think if they really lean into... I think if they add a little bit more polish to the PvP, I think they're good. I think they should focus on the PvE. Because the PvE, when it starts blending in with the PvP, I think it gets, like, chaotic in a good way. I think it adds, like, a good element to the game. I think the PvE portion adds a very good, like almost scary element to the world. Amazing open world or basic levels in my game? It is basic levels. Basic levels. Been mostly playing Schedule 1. I call them the cops. I don't know if those robots are cops. They're like terrifying. You know what they remind me of a little bit? Because of the sounds they make. They almost remind me of like robotic versions of fuck, what's that alien movie? What's that alien movie I'm thinking of? tentacles, fucking lasers and shit. Something of the world. Worlds of the end of the worlds. Worlds of the something. Something of the worlds. Or worlds of the something. War of the world? Is it War of the World? Yes. I think it was War of the Worlds. It gives off that kind of vibe, which I think is sick. Yeah, with the one with Tom Cruise. Yeah, that one. Yep. Okay, so we're looking good on the trees, but we do have something going on. There's like an additional sphere mask in there that I really don't like. And I think it's that 2000 right there. Yeah, well. What do you think of the eye blinking I added to my game in the game dev channel? Let me take a look. It's a nice little subtle detail. Yeah, no, I think it works. Like, I would maybe make it a little faster, but because you're going for like a more stylized kind of look, I think it's fine. It works. So yeah, cool. Neat. Neato. Very cool, man. I like it. Luckily, my characters don't have eyes, so I don't need to make them blink. If anything, they're blinking permanently. Forever. Yeah. All right, I'm okay with this. This is a little better. This is better for third person. At least you can see through the trees. But they don't completely disappear until your camera's like fully inside of them. That being said, there is collision on the actual like trunk, so not a problem. But at least the leaves aren't a big piece of shit. All right, good. Good. All right, moving on. All right, good. Next level. Wait, hold on. Build lighting. Oh shit. Put up the gameplay. How much you have left to go? We have a bunch of levels, and this is just the Toronto series. So, yes. The other series are fine. Luckily, the other series are a little bit more up-to-date environment art-wise. I can't see YouTube guy with the gameplay up. Man, listen, dude. There. But now you can't see the gameplay. Well, hold on. That's fine. Because gameplay 2 is the new gameplay. Gameplay 2 is the true gameplay of gameplay. I'll be right back. I gotta put my cup in the sink. Guys, I'll be honest with you. I've been ordering a lot more food lately, mainly because I just don't have the energy and I feel like I need sustenance. I ordered Korean yesterday. Oh, Korean. Oh, it's so fucking good with kimchi and everything. Oh, it's delicious, man. It's delicious. Did you see my report for Courtyard 2 with the hole in the wall? Courtyard 2, I've got, yep, I got holes. We got holes in here. I'll fill them holes. I'll fill them holes. It's amazing how Crimson has the patience of this. I think the sink is full of cups in 4 years. Without my partner, I think I'd have a dish sink full of stuff. Great, 5 push-ups. All right, fine. I'll do the 5 push-ups. All right, fine. I'll do them. I'll do the 5. I'll do them. Are we? Before he's just standing there? No, unfortunately, I do them. I wish I lied to you guys. I honestly wish I did. Stop eating so much, you fatso. I don't even eat that much. I weigh like 120 pounds, and I'm 6'4". I'm skinny. New power supplies coming in the mail today. Hey, I hope it works well. Am I going to go through every chapter to fix the way levels look? So that's kind of what we did here. I went through all of the Toronto series at least to kind of see what can we improve, because this is the reason why I did the Toronto series specifically is this is literally your first impression of the game. So yeah. Your list of level touch-ups. Are you planning to block certain side paths that lead to dead ends? Example, stairwell to helicopter boss allows you to go down the stairs instead of up towards the boss. I think what I might do is instead I'll just put secrets in those spots, so you just get a little secret. Ordering like someone who's about to graduate into a new tax bracket. No. Maybe graduate into a new tax bracket. What do you mean by that? 10K calories a day for 4 months, get on it. You know how expensive and difficult it is to like bulk up like that? And also it doesn't help. My entire family, and I'm probably the worst of this, we have like an appetite issue where I have a very small appetite. Randomly sometimes I will eat a lot, but a lot of the time I will eat like a very small bowl of food. And it feels like it fills me up. I guess the secret is better than nothing. Yeah, I'm thinking I'll just put like some secrets in those spots and whatnot. We block off so many areas, you know what I mean, with like collision, like invisible walls and stuff. I feel like it's kind of cheap, you know what I mean? So I wouldn't mind like letting the player go into side paths, and I've started putting some secrets in spots where they can do that. Get a fill. Don't eat 10K a day. Dude, I definitely don't get enough calories every day. I definitely do not get as many calories as I should be getting. The church level in Miami is a lot of fun. My favorite level so far. The cathedral? Hell yeah. All right. Okay. Take off the gameplay. This level's looking pretty good. I think one thing that I would not mind changing is the wood models here suck humongous balls. They look like shit. They look very low poly, but alas, we must move on. This also I wouldn't mind maybe an extended like section there, maybe extended landscape, but whatever. We shall move on. Maybe I'll put that on a list. Extend landscape near entrance. So, let's go to Cliff's Courtyard B real quick. I only got like 30 minutes and then I got to go into a meeting. So, unfortunately, this was a very, very short stream. This was like a stream that's like, hey guys, I'm not dead. Even though I streamed yesterday. Hey, how's it going? Anyways, moving on. Making up for it tomorrow for 12 hours. Tomorrow, I'm getting my Invisalign. I am most likely going to be suffering headaches and pain the entire day. So, probably will not be streaming tomorrow. Unfortunately. Because I'm going to be in pain. Yeah, see you next week, bro. Take care. Stream Sunday. I'll see if I'm feeling a lot of pain on Sunday. If I'm feeling like I can stream, I'll do it. But otherwise, you got money now getting fancy teeth? It did cost quite a bit, I will admit. But I'm definitely not. Guys, don't get me wrong. I'm not rich, but I definitely am privileged because I don't have debt. So I can... Although, you know, this money I'm wasting, I could probably invest this shit. I'm really filling this shit up with just a rock. I probably could invest... I actually think we could do this better. We can do better. I feel like I could have used a lot of this money on like this, like stocks, I guess, or investing, but you know, whatever. I'm investing it in games. Yeah, I don't know how people make money, man. I'm bad with that shit. I'm not so good with that stuff. I will admit. Group investing into estate is popular? Yeah, because that's probably like the only way you could get estate these days. Will I play as Lucia in GTA 6? Brother, how would I know? I don't know. I'm not a Rockstar dev. What the hell? I'm sure you're probably going to play as both. All right. We fixed the holes. We've had a numerous amount of holes. I think we've fixed them. Yep. Put a secret where the maintenance staircase is. Everybody close your eyes. Don't look. Don't look. I'm putting this. Don't look. Everybody close your eyes. Oh, hold on. Don't open them again. Don't open the yet. Don't open your eyes yet. Is this the level? Yes. All right. You can open your eyes now. He's a billionaire, but he's trying to stay humble so we don't come and rob him. Oh, that's funny. You're a Rockstar dev, not a Rockstar Games dev? Nah, I'm not even that, honestly. I ain't even that. I'm just a dude. I'm just a dude. Just a dude trying to make video games. That's cool, Bill. Hell yeah. Hey, hell yeah. When is Red Dead 3 going to start development? My insiders tell me tomorrow. My insiders are telling me it's coming out tomorrow. Wait, what the fuck? Let's make this a little non-symmetrical, you know? Let's keep it a little spicy, shall we? A little bit of paprika. You ever heard of it? It's a little spicy. A little bit of cumin. Yeah. I don't think cumin is spicy. What's spicy again? We got well, we got. I don't fucking remember. Did you see the trailer for GTA 6? Let's just make a game like that. You mean a boring game? Cayenne. Yeah, there we go. That's what I wanted. I don't have a ceiling for this section. You know what I do have though? I've got a cylinder. I bet I pissed off a few people by saying GTA 6 is going to be boring. I bet I pissed off a few people there. Just a few? Well, someone just redeemed push-ups, so I think... You motherfucker. Hold on. Give me a second, man. I'm working here. Hold on. How dare you have an opinion? Yep. What time is it? Okay, I got 10 minutes. We're a fun stream in spite of First Crimson's antics? What do you mean? I'm gonna die before GTA 6 comes out. Well, with everything going on in the world, well, never mind. It's best I don't continue what I was about to say. I think in the best interest of literally everyone here. Sometimes I think of things to say that I should not say. Because there's a hole in the other hand. In the other hand, when you enter the section in the wall, there's a hole in the wall. There's a hole in the wall. There's a hole in the wall. There is a hole in the wall. There's a hole in the wall. Overhang? Hole in the overhang of wall. I don't know what he's saying. Where's the damn hole? I've seen the movie Holes. I've seen it. I have. Maybe you fixed it, but in the beta there was... I posted it in the Infinite Bug Report. Infinite... Let me see here. Infinite Sprint Bug. There's a hole... right here. That's probably why it doesn't have the right tag. Alright, fixed. I actually don't know why that's a separate mesh. Oh, that's because this is before the wall generator. Ew. Anything else I should potentially be notified of? All right, fixed it. Done. On this part of the level for third person, the enemies don't seem to see you through the fountain. It's quite odd. They should. They should be able to see you. I think it's just that, like, they're spaced out. Yeah, they're like too far away to see. I think that's the problem. Well, that doesn't help. I clicked the kill everything button. Okay, so that makes this look a little nicer. I think doing the same thing on the parking garage would be a good idea. And then I got to set up all of the tags. Otherwise, we're in a world of hurt. Very nice. Very nice. That's very nice. That's very nice. Okay, that looks a little nicer. We can still pass through it. No problemo. No problemo. That fucking scared me. The lighting here. Fucking sucks. Is this... Oh, there's no skybox.
What do you mean there's no skybox? I worked hard for that.
Engine content, sky sphere. Sun height, nighttime. We got some stars! Yep! Okay, what I think what I'm seeing is... What am I seeing, actually? It's the light source, but it's not being traced. Oh, is it because it's not casting shadows? You've got to be fucking kidding me. Is that why? That's why. Oh, that's so ugly. Oh, it's so sad and ugly. I might make this light source static. I might do that. Git Copilot? I have not. I've not tried it. Don't worry, GTA is uglier. No, I don't know if I don't know about that. Don't get spicy. Don't get too spicy. Are we missing papers in this level? I think we're missing some papers, guys. There's a lot of papers. There's no papers in this level. That's crazy. 90% of our floor details are random papers lying all over the place, and we don't got any over here. All right, time to build lighting. Put on the gameplay. The newest and greatest Gameplay 2. We'll see if static light works. If not, we'll have to go stationary. Oh yeah, this song is sick. It looks like a light from a 1-year indie game turned into a 4-year game. Yeah. Yeah, you might be right. You might be right. Delayed till tomorrow. It's really difficult because I'm trying to release this game, and at the exact same time, for contract work, we have like a tight timeline right now that's like coming very soon. So I'm really trying my best to juggle both of them responsibly. It's kind of yeah. It's a bit of a challenge. Bit of a challenge. Will you ever be able to tell us what the fuck that contract work is? If it releases publicly, if the project releases publicly. Other than that, I am under NDA. It's GTA 6. That's why he hates the game. I bet you Rockstar has an extremely this is me randomly coming up with random alleged ideas, but I bet you Rockstar has an intense contractual agreement that tells you can't live stream unless you are given permission by PR or by given permission by management or whatever. I've heard that there are contracts out there, which I think is borderline criminal, that literally just don't allow you to live stream at all, because the chances of you potentially leaking something is very high. I guess I don't know. It's fucking, I don't know. It sounds borderline like criminal, but insane. You know, obviously ex Rockstar devs. Where's my Moonlight? Did it build? I guess it did build. I just don't see the shadows. You guys see the shadows? Because I don't. Which is fine. I'm okay with that. Oh, it's because the shadow resolution scale is 0.3. That would, and it has no cast static shadows. Okay, I guess we're rebuilding lighting? What the fuck? Yeah, there's also contracts that you need to ask to work on your own projects. In my opinion, I don't think those contracts should be legal. It literally sounds like they just strip away human rights. Like human freedom. To be fair, if there are unfair clauses in a contract, it can most of the time be nullified in court. Right, and that's kind of the premise with a lot of these clauses they put in some of these contracts. But nonetheless, a lot of people just don't have the money to fight a contract in court. You want freedom or money? For me personally, I prefer freedom. I'd rather build up my own future, even if it is risky. But yeah. At the point on time of my careers, I would still work for Rockstar even with these types of careers. That's totally fine. It's just for me personally. I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I'd rather do my own thing. I don't know. I feel like I just prefer that. I think there's only one thing that I would maybe do work for is maybe a Star Wars game. Maybe. But at the same time, Disney. Maybe Valve. Maybe Valve. Half-Life. That could be kind of cool. But at the same time, hearing the skilled motherfuckers that over there, I wouldn't fit in. Some of those motherfuckers smart as hell. Would I work for EA? Hell no. I assume most Star Wars games are EA right now, right? Is that what it is? It's Ubisoft and EA? Wait, no. Yes. Ubisoft did make a Star Wars game. I remember that. Yeah, EA, I think, has the license for making Star Wars games. I think. Or they had it, at least. Apparently, but I haven't heard of anybody... where is he? Hold on, where the fuck... I haven't heard of anyone going to jail or prison for breaking NDA personally. That's because they're in jail. Obviously, you wouldn't hear from them. They're in jail. What are they going to do? Do a phone call to you? And yeah, I broke an NDA. I'm in jail now. I'm kidding. I don't think I've ever heard of someone going to jail for an NDA break ever, either. Now Bungie is getting a mix of Star Wars? Bungie? As Star Wars? Do they? I feel like we lost a lot of the blue tint we had in here. Renegades. It's going to be a Destiny DLC. That sounds kind of cool. Great. I gotta rebuild lighting. Can I just make these things not cast shadows? I think the one for the... shit. All right, boys. One more time. Last time. Oh, actually, I think I gotta go. 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 I got a call. I got a meeting I gotta go to. I got a meeting I gotta go. I had to sign NDA for walls and floors. Yeah, I think honestly sometimes NDAs are just kind of like... I saw a concrete wall. It had a very specific pattern. Here's what it looked like. And then you go like... All right. I thought you were just going to leave the stream on? Nah. I'll see you guys later. Krim, last question. Would you prefer to go to Canadian jail or defect Cuba? I'll just throw me in jail. All right. See you guys later. Thanks for dropping by. I'm going to do a bunch of fixing off stream. Yeah. Goodbye. See you later.